Hey guys, I'm Aditya Kumar, aka Universe, and yeah, I'm back to my YouTube channel now. It's been quite a while. While my previous content was mostly live streaming and me just playing games and me trying to do that stuff, I've come a little bit away from that and I'm trying to do something different now, something that I honestly like, and that is related to what I do on an everyday basis. That is analysis. Analyzing is something that I love doing, analyzing games of Valorant, and that's what my next couple of videos are going to be about, hopefully for the next couple of months, how many matches I watch. And yeah, my experience as a caster slash analyst for over a year now, so hopefully going to help me and give you guys some insight about a little bit of what these maps and matches go like. And let's start off with the VCT matches, and right now I'm going to be reviewing and analyzing in detail the Optic Gaming versus KRU Esports matchup, where Optic Gaming completely and utterly destroyed KRU Gaming. Where Optic Gaming completely and utterly destroyed KRU Esports, and well, they practically made every single move of KRU's into an overturned Uno reverse card, made it their own, and well, let's just get into it, right? So I'm going to be choosing a couple of rounds and giving a couple of pressure points where we can see that Optic actually turned the game, in a way that it was a very dominating matchup on the map of Bind. And following up with that will be a couple of small things that, we could see that forced players to do certain moves or decision makings that could have been in an otherwise direction. Let's start off with round number 6, where we've got Optic Gaming on the defense, full buy for them and a full buy for KRU Esports as well. Optic Gaming have won 3 rounds in a row and they look pretty good to go. They don't really have an pressure point. There's not much pressure being put on them by KRU Esports yet, because the control of the entire map somehow has been residing on the defensive side. As you can see on the map as well, this is kind of their usual setup where they've got 2 players functioning on B, that is Crashies and FNS as a Sky and Viper, and they've got 2 players on A, which are Victor and Marved. Now, Ye is the one deciding factor of this entire map. This entire map was Ye's playground. He's been the absolute forefront of whatever happened on Bind, being the rotational character between A, B, being aggressive, being defensive. Absolutely what he loves to do the most with this operator especially. So let's get into the round, and once we go ahead, you'll find out why KRU Esports actually could not even keep up with Optic. And even though they had control, it was as if Optic were giving them. Let's dive in. So it's a basic round where KRU have set up their attack a little bit spread across the entire map, where they've got Delzik holding down B long, and we've got, of course, Crashies and FNS trying to take control over there. Do not let them pass through. While Ye has let them take hookah control so that he can use his operator. Now, he has been spotted out and he saw one player as well. There's a Sky available. But what they don't know, KRU Esports, is that there is also another third player here towards B long, which is Crashies. Now, while all of this is happening, we can see that Marved has made a premature rotation already from the A side. And he's already here, and he's a little confused about whether he wants to stay here or not. Eventually, he does come here. Now, when the Brimstone rotates, you would expect him to, maybe try and get a smoke down here towards hookah, cover off the angle, put a little more pressure, waste a little more time of the opponents. But what happens instead is Marved gets taken down almost instantly here by the Kesnet. And there is a trade that comes in. Ye immediately takes him off, but it's still Optic in control, because they've now taken out the one person who can jump into the sides, go completely haywire, and that's when this desperate move comes out. You can see that the Seekers have been released from Mazzino, and here's where Optic read it perfectly. They're already rotating back. They've got 2 players moving back, but the good thing about the A site is because they've got Victor still alive and he's constantly been in showers. This entire region has been his to take, and he's got A shot covered off for himself thanks to this one trademark that's more than enough to play as an informational game. So once this comes into focus Optic immediately rotate. They know what's happening. They leave Crashies here just for a little late lurk if any case anybody comes in. But even that is taken care of because nobody really comes. You can see that KRU have all got their players running in towards the A shot position. And this is the only play that's going to happen. Optic know this because Showers is taken control of. They have control of B as well. They knew nobody was towards B long. They knew everything was clear towards hookah. And they just went straight in, and post that is when you can see there's a Viper wall and smoke here. The two Brimstone smokes go down as well. They've got this control of the A side, but Nagzit goes a little too aggressive for his own good. He gets spotted here, but I think Victor does not spot him. One good thing he does do though is throw down his grenade. Now what this grenade does, even though Victor's gone down, is have a close look here. Delzik has his orbital strike ready, which means he's a post-plant agent right now. All he needs to do is get into the post-plant position, but because he went to stick that plant, which he could have actually waited for a couple of more seconds, let Nagzit roam around the side, be a little bit of a menace, play around with the smokes. He goes straight for it, gets taken down. That's the post-plant ultimate gone. And while Nagzit does get a kill, Optic will immediately trade back thanks to Ye's operator. And this is a moment which you all are going to find a little confusing. Now, we can see that Claus is here in the open. He was here initially in U-Hall. Both these areas were smoked off by the Brimstone smokes. But another thing about Claus is he's still got his snake bites, which is post-plant material. He realized it a little too late that he could either go towards pocket to play a crossfire, or he could go towards A shot, but neither of which happened because he was caught off guard by Crashies running in the open. Then it came down to a 1v2 essentially. They knew he was not in U-Hall. They peeked out. A trade comes in immediately, and Crashies will secure the round for Optic. It's a little bit of a questionable decision making here from KRU, which is actually predominant across the entire map, but this is what Optic took their game to the advantage of. They made KRU create mistakes out of nothing, create mistakes, and just punish them for it. Now the next round I'm going to be talking about is the very next one that was played, round number 7, where KRU tried to do a little bit with their utility and merely their utility because they barely have any weapons in this round to try and create some sort of magic. The only thing that is working for them is the fact that they've got a couple of ultimates, which I am going to get to in just about a bit. They only have 4 sheriffs and a frenzy to work with, whilst Optic Gaming have pretty much everything they need to secure the round. Now when you can see the setup here, you can see that there's an initial hookah control coming up from both FNS and Crashies. They're going in a little extra hard over here. And the only thing that Kesnet has to do here is throw in his boombot. But Crashies has sound cues. And he listens to all of this. He knows that nobody's hitting the B side because he can hear all of them running towards A shot. There was a fake indeed. And while Mazzino sends in his dog to get a little bit of information, Victor spots it out. And there comes the first ultimate. Keep this as a count, the ultimates count. The showstopper goes back in return. No damage exchanged, but look at the positioning, what is come out of FNS and Crashies. They realize in the instant first bit of the round that they are going towards A. They push out from the screen, this is smoke screen of the Viper. They get control, and now Optic know this is not a B hit. All of the players of KRU are towards this A side, one of whom is still lingering outside Showers, little scared, not knowing whether she can take the fight, the sky. Now, the problem that arises here is there's only 2 regions that KRU have control of. That might be the site over here a little bit, and U-Hall, A shot and U-Hall if you could say. And that's not enough, considering that they've even got a tail coming up over here. But what does happen is that there is one kill that comes through because they realize that somebody's going to be flanking. Claus gets the kill, but FNS getting that one trade frag immediately throws the KRU Esports members into a flux. They don't know now where FNS could be. They can't run back to B because FNS can be anywhere, lingering around. So their only option is to execute A. Now the problem with A is that they already have deployed 2 smokes and Delzik has just 1 smoke left. But here's where NagZ gets a mind of his own of whatever it was that decision, and he goes in for a revive. Up comes Claus from the dead, and then it's just Marved being his best self. He just taps down 2 ultimate users, that's Kesnet and NagZ. Both of them go down pretty easily, and immediately what they realize is that they just have to wait until the people come to the side. Mazzino finally made his move towards showers, but a little too late. The distraction that he was supposed to cause, or at least make use of from A shot, came in a little too late, just a 1 kill. And here's a third ultimate, ladies and gentlemen, which came in very soon. Viper spit for no reason because they immediately teleport away. And to their utter disbelief, they have even a trademark waiting there, which slows them down a couple of seconds. But this Molotov was good use. Still not good enough though, because at this point they're just wasting economy, utility, everything. And while Claus does spot out the players close towards, the defender side spawn and gets a very cheeky frag here onto FNS, he goes in for that repeak, with a snake bite in his hand, which is kind of reckless. And finally, the 4th ultimate comes into action, which I was a little confused about because nobody tapped the spike. Nobody even knows where Delzik is. They get to know his position because he killed Marved, and Ye plays with his game sense, tucks himself into the corner, gets the spike half done, waits for the sound cue, and gets out of the defusing position at the right time, gets himself a 3rd kill, secures the round. Round number 5 for Optic, brilliantly done even under pressure. And this is something from KRU that I did not expect, because they kind of actually do play really well. They gave a hard time to Liquid as well. But here they utilized 4 ultimates that eventually went to nothing. And now they're going to have to build 4 people's ultimates from the 0 ultimate orb mark, which is a huge blow for them given the stature of their rounds. While it was a very, forced decision to try and get the round somehow in the eco situation, find a thrifty, it was very expensive and did not reap, the results that they wanted. So the next round we're going to be talking about is round number 9, where Optic have already built up 6 rounds in a row. But in this round, KRU Esports just kind of, keep slipping on. An early pick from Ye just destroys, the momentum of KRU Esports, and you're going to see why. For the moment, you can see that they've left FNS alone to try and hold off towards the B side. While the Boombot does go there to try and get information, he's got an early snake bite to hold them at bay, while Ye puts down his trademark towards A and comes straight running back. So now they're held back. They're waiting for information, crossed by both the skies, getting their dogs out. And there goes 1 player down. Ye finds a beautiful kill onto Kesnet, and immediately look at what's the reaction. We've got Mazzino running behind. They're not really sure about what to do here. They're just a little confused, but they do end up eventually going towards the B side. Showers control, as usual. Optic have got no contention whatsoever, and eventually even Delzik walks back. Slowly, they make their way towards the B side, and here's where things get interesting for me, right? Now, you can see that the one thing we clearly have got is there is 1 player here from KRU. 1 is still making his way towards B long, while 2 are taking control of Hookah. Hookah control is freely given to them because Ye is watching over this area with an operator. But my question is, why did NagZ have to run alone to find himself in a position where he has no clue where his opponent is? Because he knows the Viper somewhere here. He doesn't know if he's across the wall, behind the wall. And eventually, without waiting for his teammate who could potentially get at least a refrag, he walks in to his own death. Now 1v1 given for free, that's a player lost. And Ye just, easily finds another frag onto Mazzino over here. Now here's what I also want to point out. The one thing that they could have used that they didn't again, Mazzino has got still 2 flashes remaining. he could have used it to even get information, to blind out, set up a play towards B long, expecting somebody to be there, help out Nagzer towards B long if need be. Information is key, and Sky provides that with both the flashes. So utility usage, unlike the previous round that we discussed, completely on a 0 over here, deletes them completely from this round, as Ye gets a free kill. Mazzino just peeks into him and he's done his job. Ye's got 2 kills. FNS takes care of Delzik towards long. He's confident about that fight, and Crashies comes in to finish off the final kill. 7th round in a row for the side of Optic, and they're not even going to stop right here. Alright, so the next round we're going to be talking about is round number 11, which after KRU get a thrifty, they try to hit back, but this actually, just blows up in their face massively. This is the first time in the entire first half where KRU on their attack have tried to finally contest into showers. Now, this hasn't happened in the entire game so far, and this is the first time they do go there. And because of the fact that Marv and Victor have been waiting for this opportunity all day long, they finally get it. So the round begins while they do show a little bit of presence towards B. It's just Nagzer holding down the back lines. That's pretty much it. Smokes go down towards showers. Kesnet goes in for an aggressive push. And while they are finally able to get some sort of contention towards the shower side, it's still KRU on a disadvantage, because Ye has covered up a shot very firm with not just a trademark, but he's even got the tour de force looking down there. And they retreat back. Optic have no need here to, go up for an aggressive push. They know they've got the lead in this half already. They just need to play for time and let the, opponents come into the side. Slowly, they do make their way back. They've got both their controllers ready. But the problem arises when they initially think about going in for that Seekers push. The smokes go down. But the thing with the Seekers is that it gives them almost no information. There's 4 players here. Here go the Seekers. The smokes come down. Showers people come in. And they've got information just a bit. But immediately, the Showers control has been given away. The ultimate was given out by... The ultimate was given out by Kesnet. He has it in his hands. But because of the orbital strike, he has to wait a couple of seconds longer. So, as you can see right now, he's utilized all 3 of his smokes. Delzik has no smokes left. They are on the site, and they have completely taken control of, so far, this entire front of the A site. Now, as they move in, they're going to get the A side, but Victor, because he's standing on heaven, immediately takes out Mazzino. So no more flashes available. Here's the tour de force trying to work in, and this is what I was very concerned about. I don't know if this was intentional. I don't know if this was a part of a plan to try and have these gaps in the wall, but Nagzer clearly has a very different wall here. And while he did try to go in towards A shot, he tried in the trademark, which was covered by a smoke all this while, slows him down, and he expects somebody to come in from the U-Haul position. So he's immediately discouraged from going towards A shot and trying to be the one person who can peek out. So he sticks in this corner here, and he's forced to play from sight. This is a very, very sticky situation for them to be in, because FNS sprays down through the smoke, finds Delzik, and Kesnet knows he's been spotted, so he has to jump and take a fight. Claus is going to get the only 1 kill so far in this round. The Seekers go out, and Marv takes down Claus, and as soon as the Viper Spit goes down, the site is open, and Optic win another brilliantly executed, patient retake round. While there were, again, questionable decisions that I said earlier itself is, pretty much visible across the entire map, this was one of the most perplexing moments apart from the ultimates round that they had. And while Optic did take control of pretty much everything, KRU were actually being given control rather than making them, think that they actually do have control. Optic just tore them apart on the first half. We finished off 8-4, and that kind of summed up what the first half was to be. Even though they got 4 rounds, it was very, very hard fought. Alright. Now, when we come to the attacking half, we're going to talk about just the one round that is a pistol. I think that this is the one round that kind of sealed the deal for Optic, because they won this map 13-5, and just the one round from KRU didn't really make a difference as much. And Optic completely, downright showed their attacking prowess with just a pistol round, and I'll let you know that why. They've got an instant A hit. They've got all 5 players just ready to run in, cause as much of a trouble as possible to the opponents, and this is why I'm concerned. KRU Esports, I'm pretty sure, have studied how Optic work, and while they might have expected a rush to come in, both these players are playing on such forward positions that just has them in a lot of troublesome angles to be exposed to, right? So when the round begins, you can see that we've got the Viper utility immediately going on from FNS, and we've got the one player who's going to cause trouble the most, Victor. He's jumping straight in, the flash to clear out close corner, and unfortunately for the poor man Claus, he was actually going to be able to dodge the flash if he had stayed put. And this is what I am a little, confused about. Again, a lot of confusing moments. This wall from Nagzet here, while it covers out showers, he needs to know that his teammate is only one on site. They're not 2 people. They're not 3 people. There's only 2 people on site. So he's got nobody to look at his back, look for, getting a teammate, a trade in, apart from himself, because he's got a wall here and he's sitting on top of it, which honestly I've quite never seen before. And he just becomes prey to 4 or 5 different angles. They know that he's probably around here somewhere, and at this point you really can't do anything. They just walk in, find a free frag, and it's 5v3 within the first 20 seconds of the round. Eventually they go in for utility, but the rotations come in, they want information, but it doesn't work out. They do get 2 trades back. Kesnit gets 1 kill onto Marv by throwing down the grenade through his own smoke, and Delzik finds FNS towards a shot. But the plant goes down, and here's where it just absolutely tore down. You can see on the map that there are still 2 players coming in from a rotation. They were expecting a player to push in from the A side, but it's not going to happen. And Kesnit knows that there's 3 players here. But he doesn't even know where. He knows that one person planted the spike could be on site. The other 2 could be anywhere. But instead, he just goes in for a straight peek, gives away his life in a 1v1, essentially a 2v1, because we even have a Victor in, hookah. And then Ye just, does what he does best. Wins the game, getting those 2 beautiful frags. Peeks out from, elbow. That's pretty much what Optic did. Ladies and gentlemen, this was quite a bit of a matchup, but Optic just exceeded expectations. While KRU were touted as the underdogs, they've been seen as this dark horse from the early times, of the VCT last year itself. They did a pretty good, underdog run, but here they unfortunately were relegated from their group and they will not be moving on. And at the time of recording this, Optic are going to be playing their final match against Xerxia to qualify for the next round, the next stage of the VCT Masters. While that is happening, I'll be doing a review on that as well. If there's any other matchup that you want me to do a review about, do let me know down in the comments, and I will try to break it down my best and see how we can do it. But for every match that's possibly coming in for the VCT, probably be trying to do my best to get that. Let's see how it goes. This was how Optic completely dominated KRU Esports and eliminated them from VCT Masters. I'm Universe, and I will see you all in the next one.